All right.
Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I just want to say thank you for being here and just kind of ask you what brings you on this journey to seek therapy.
So, I just have a lot of stuff going on at home and, I've been like really like depressed lately. I I was like depressed for a little while and then, it kind of stopped and then I stopped going to therapy and then now it's back and, I'm constantly feeling sad like every single day and I
Okay.
don't know what to do about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you found yourself here and that you are taking the action to seek help for that. I think that that's very commendable. When you say that you've been feeling this way for a while, what would be a time stamp that you could put on it?
Probably like a couple months. I was dating this guy for a long time and then we broke up and then I got sad again and I don't know, I've had poor relationships with like my parents, so that also makes me really upset and I have to live at home with my dad, so and he's the biggest reason why I'm like kind of this way.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's almost as if you're going through a grieving stage right now because you're no longer with your significant other. Would you say that that's accurate?
Yeah, yeah, I was with him for like 5 years, so it was like a really weird breakup and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's a difficult thing to have to go through.
yeah.
To not have that person that you've spent so much time with there in your life anymore. And you had mentioned that you don't have the best relationships with your parents. How has that been? Have they been supportive?
No, well, I come from like a Hispanic background, so usually when I talk about my, mental health and like being depressed, they either tell me that, I just have to stop being depressed or that I'm being possessed by like a demon. Like that, those are the go-to answers.
So it sounds like your culture definitely plays a part in that too and has shaped your experiences and maybe how you're coping.
Yeah, it does because it's hard to talk to them because when I feel this way, um, they just kind of just brush it off because they just think that it's like a religious thing, and I'm not like that. Like I know that there's something like going on mentally, and it's hard because then I can't really express myself to them, and then when I'm sad, I kind of just isolate myself. So I don't really like I won't talk to him for like a couple days, but it's not like he
Yeah,
really tries to talk to me anyway, so.
sure. Well, I appreciate how self-aware you are that you recognize that this truly is something um, that's valid that you're feeling and that you want to seek treatment for it. But I imagine it's difficult not having that validation from, you know, the two your parents, two people who are, who you'd like to support you.
Yeah, I really would like to have a relationship with my dad, but it's every time like I get into like this funk, it's like he doesn't want anything to do with me because he's the more religious one where, it's the devil. It's like there's something going on like with the demons and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it gets a little scary because then I'm like what demons? What are you talking about? But I know
Yeah.
that, yeah, I know that he doesn't really understand like mental health. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, what would you say is the most important thing to you right now that you would like to work on? Because it sounds like there's some different layers to this.
Yeah, I think the first thing I want to work on is my relationship problem and, grieving my relationship because I think that's the thing that's making me the most sad.
Hmm.
Because it's like been a couple months, but it still feels fresh.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I talked to him like every single day and he was like my only friend and now I have nobody. So, I think that's something that I want to work on first. And then probably my relationship with my dad and like my parents because they like I want them to understand, but I also like don't think that they're gonna fully understand where I'm coming from.
Right. So to me, it sounds like, you would like to work on navigating this new normal and maybe work on healing parts of yourself so that all of those other pieces of your life can fall into place. Does that
Yeah.
sound correct? Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like that's kind of
Okay.
what I want to really start off with. There's a lot of things to unpack, but I think those are the most prominent like things that are bothering me right now.
Sure. How would you say you're currently coping with your breakup? It sounds like you've mentioned isolating yourself, but do you have friends that you can talk to, or are there things that you do for yourself to um, get some of those dopamine feelings and getting to feel good?
Yeah, I don't like I don't know. I don't really talk to anybody. I kind of like stay to my own self. Like I don't have too many friends. I don't when I get like really sad, like I just don't want to do anything.
Sure.
And I'd rather just like be in my room and like look at my ceiling and
Yeah,
then like turn the TV on. Like I'd rather do nothing.
sure.
Whenever I feel up to it though, like I do some activities, I'll go to the gym. I like to play video games. I like to read. I like to do stuff like that. Um, when I feel up for it, but when I get that like to that really low point, I won't do anything.
Right. Well, I appreciate that you do have things that you can fill your time with and things that make you feel good. Maybe right now you needed to just embrace those feelings of sadness and just kind of be in that space where you could really sort through some of the things that you've been feeling and thinking about. This is such a big thing to go through. And now that you're here today, we can figure out what your next path is going to look like and what kinds of things we need to put in place and for you to put into motion so that you can feel good
Hmm.
and cope with this in a healthy way.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think I do need some more healthy coping skills. I don't think staying in my room by myself is really healthy for me.
No, sometimes you may need that, but it would be good for you to get yourself out of that space and put yourself in an uncomfortable position to get out of the house. I mean, it won't feel good at first, but eventually you can start building on that and feel good to, be out of your space,
Hmm.
your room. In the past, when something like this has happened, what's helped you?
Something that's kind of helped me in the past. Well, I was in therapy for a little while. I did like when we did like meditation stuff. That was really fun. It kind of helped me get out of my own head and like kind of recognize that like what I was thinking was just like my thoughts and not, um, you know, like I wasn't like actually happening. Like it was more just like my thoughts about what was going on.
Sure.
Um, Other things that kind of helped me were like reading like really like more like fantasy books and stuff like that bring you like into like a different world. That kind of helps me too. Because then it distracts me from like what's actually going on and I'm kind of like indulged in like that world. Um, just like that fun activities kind of help me as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Um, I find that reading allows me to, dissociate from, my own experiences as well and deep dive into somebody else's story.
Yeah.
So I think that it would be good for us to kind of come up with a blueprint for what this new journey looks like for you, and so that you have things to look forward to. Would that be something that you'd like to consider?
Yeah, that would be something that I would like to consider. It would be kind of fun too, thinking about that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, kind of map out what this next stage of your life looks like and get you excited about your future again.
Yeah, I
That
think
this isn't the
that's
end all be all.
yeah, I think that's really important because I think I've gotten to the point where I haven't been like in a positive mindset for like a while now. And
Yeah,
every day is just like doom and gloom. And like I don't want
sure.
to be like that anymore.
Well, you have a lot of things stacked up against you right now, but
Yeah.
you sound like you're very motivated to move forward and to be a better version of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
commend you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Was there anything else that you could think of that would be important for me to know today or that you'd like to share?
Um, no, I think that's it. I think that's really my presenting like concerns right now, like why I wanted to come and really talk to somebody about what's going on in my life. But yeah, I just, that's it, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being vulnerable and sharing some of your experiences with me. I certainly look forward to continue to getting to know you and take this journey of healing with you.
Yes, thank you. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too. I'll see you next time.
All right, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.